Hello guys, welcome back to Sim UK, welcome back to Bus Sim 18, or Bus Simulator 18 I should say. There's been an update today. I'm going to go in and have a look and see what's changed, what's new, what's different, what's better. This isn't the most up-to-date of the up-to-date updates, if that makes sense. There are more to come, but for now at least, it's worth having a look and seeing what has changed since the first rendition was made available to me. Would you like to play the tutorial? Nope, skip that. Right, so the brake is way too sharp. So can we dial that down? That feels a bit slower. Right, that's actually... I don't know, that's still pretty flippin' immediate. No, that's not helping at all. So the brake sensitivity, I think... I don't even know what exponent means. I mean, that's instant. You touch it, it's full brake. I changed the exponent to 2 and it's still the same. So it doesn't look like that's been fixed, unfortunately. I was hoping that was one of the things that they would pick up on. Okay, never mind. We shall move on. Yeah, you need to have a horn in the game because sometimes there are cars parked in the bus stop and you have to beep at them in order to get them to move. Bus stop brake. Oh, okay, that's the parking brake. Okay, that's fine. And that's also the parking brake. Well, that's weird. Maybe we should unbind that. Everything else looks to be okay. Now here, gear down, which is button 15, was causing some of the other things to happen. Cockpit lights. There we go. There's my... That was the double binding thing I had. It was the gear down was causing that. I'll just check there isn't any more. Cockpit light. Oh, I see what the problem is. I figured it out. Okay, so what's happening is I've got the G29 and the Cytec plugged in together at the same time, but they're being read as one device. This is why I'm getting button binding conflicts that nobody else seems to be getting. Because I'm using the Cytec and a wheel, let's say the G29 has 27 buttons, then 1 to 27 recorded as the buttons on the G29, but the Cytec also has 30 buttons, of which 1 to 30 are recorded as buttons 1 to 30. So let me press ticketing machine lights. Okay, button 11, that was on the G29. So if I press button 10 on the Cytec side panel, so if I press button 12 on the Cytec side panel, we get button 11, button 11. But that's 2 different buttons on 2 different devices being registered as the same button. So that is where my conflicts are coming from. I do not have all the buttons on the G29 and all the buttons on the Cytec side panel. That's why I'm having so many problems. So now we know. Now we know. And that's good as well as it is bad. Right, okay. So I have to rethink how I've got everything bound, basically, which is not necessarily a terrible thing. It's a bit of a pain. I'd love to have 60 buttons available to me, but as it is, I only have 30 split across 2 devices, which is quite interesting. I didn't actually think you could do it that way, but obviously you can. So, yes, I'm going to have to be careful about what I bind to what, and hopefully the devs will pick up on this. I will obviously let them know, but I found the issue at last. So I think what I'm going to have to do is... Oh, yeah, it's going to be tricky. Gear down and gear up. That's 14 and 15. I can't use those for anything else. 20 for ignition. Parking brake is on 12. So we'll put parking brake on 26. That breaks some stuff up. Indicator left, indicator right. See now buttons 4 and 5 I was using for the doors, so I'm going to have to change this. So we'll have all doors, but we'll also have second door and third door on a button, just because of the ramp situation. Sometimes I need to close that door and open it individually, individually from all the other doors. Okay. Parking brake is that. Ignition. Now the lights. These are going to be a problem. I think I'm just going to have to bind all of these to the same button. Except for the ticketing machine light. And maybe actually the cockpit light. I don't know. I don't know where the cockpit lights are. They must be over the bus driver's head, mustn't they? 1919. Yeah, and then I tell you what is cool about that is that I could then theoretically put the camera for the cash desk. Where's that? Cashier mode. I could put that on the same button, and then when I hit the cashier mode, I'll look at the cashier desk, all the lights will come on, and when I press the button again, I'll stop looking at the cashier desk and all the lights will go off, theoretically. I think that's how we want to do that. Handbrake we're going to unbind because it's a stupid thing, and I think it automatically releases when you put it in gear and drive off. Parking brake we're going to put back on button 12. I don't think that's bound to anything. So at least we found out what the problem was, and I think now everything will work a bit better as a result. Whew. Excellent. So here we are. This is the okay, we've got a slight problem then. I've unbound the ability to yes, I've unbound the ability to turn left and right, it seems. Forwards, backwards. Left and right. I think that'll do it. So not quite. And that's backwards as well. Okay. So when we go back into the menu then, in order to get that to work properly, right, we'll unbind you and we'll just push up for that. And there we go. Okay, right, that's working now. We can actually move around. In third person, I can't strafe left and right, it seems. Again, I suspect that's because I've been fiddling about with it. But to be honest with you, I'm going to play mostly in first person anyway. So that shouldn't be a big deal. There's probably something to do with this, isn't it? Let's just say left. See, now that's in reverse. Right is left and left is right. We'll get this. We'll get it. We'll get it. We'll get it. Controls. Still in reverse. Oh, this is just perfect. Right. That's working now. In all manner of things. How annoying. So, we are good to go. Engine on. Head tracking is not running. God damn it. Every time. Okay, head tracking is now running. Button 1 will close the door. The bus will raise up. We can go into gear without turning the lights off. We can come out of handbrake mode without turning the lights off. We can... What button did I bind to turn the lights up and down? Do you know what? I don't think I have bound something for that. We'll just put the lights on manually. Now, lights should be... No, they're doors. Where did I put the lights? Oh, I put the lights on one button, didn't I? There we go. All the buttons come on. That's for the ticketing machine. So let's test that. Ticketing light comes on. Ticketing light goes off. Perhaps if I turn all the lights off. Why is it so flipping bright in here? Where's that light coming from? Okay, so cockpit light. Oh yes, cockpit lights. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's not completely working. If you look at the buttons down there, the two middle ones are currently off. So if I press the button, you hear them switch on. I look at the thing, I switch back, and they're still on. If I switch back to it again and go back, now they're off. So it's still a bit buggy, but it's certainly better than it was. No tickets, good. So all of the doors should be closed. Okay, I'm going to have to get used to that, because now button 1 that used to just open the front door now opens and closes all the doors. So yeah, I'm going to have to just basically get used to that, I guess. Right, indicator is on, handbrake is off, we're in first person view, and away we go. So I've got a really cool guy who's a super beta tester for this game, hopefully coming to do a bit of multiplayer with me later today. I'm just going to see what's going on over there in the world of Bus Sim 18. A passenger's listening to music really loudly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, all over the place. See, that's what I don't understand, is how am I expected to deal with that while still driving along?
Eating that burrito was a terrible
When you got a multiplayer, it's probably easier. I am completely stuck here. And annoyingly, my recording software requires me to push the F9 button, and the F9 button isn't bound here at all, but when I press it, it is putting me straight into reverse, and there's no way, it seems, that I can turn that off, which is most annoying. Buttons 19 and 20 are already pre-bound to things. Right, okay, so I'm going to change that then. Aiba! Yeah, I'm running into problems now. I can't set the retarder on anything because I can only set it within the keyboard and mouse window, and the keyboard and mouse window is not where I want to be binding it. That will fix my recording issue. That's good. Windshield wiper, we'll stick that on there, 19 and 20, and then we'll come and change 19 and 20 over here, which are currently bound to. So can I put it on that one instead? 18. That's not being used by anything, is it? Cashier toggle. Then we've got to change the lights. That should set us up, but I still need to be careful of that button, because that button still will turn the engine on and off regardless of whether I've bound it to anything. Okay. It'd be nice if the mouse disappeared as well. So regarding updates, I've absolutely no idea what they've updated. It's probably a bunch of stuff that's not necessarily in your face, but makes a big difference to something in the background, maybe better performance or less AI conflicts or something like that. I'm sure it's important, whatever it is.
I'm so tired.
He's so tired, dude. Dude, I'm so tired, dude. That retard is so hard. Okay, everybody off my bus.
Right on time.
So there we go, guys. The update is minimal. Physically, I can't see what they've changed. The button conflicts are still there, and they're going to remain. But at least now we know what they are, and I can pass that information on. Overall, I'm absolutely loving this game, and I still highly recommend it. Whether it's still got bugs at release or not, it's so good. So, yeah, let's turn the engine off.